Now, remember, Democrats say that they must be elected because Donald Trump is an opponent of democracy. He hates democracy. It must be defended from the likes of the bad orange man. Okay, well, RFK Jr. was a third-party candidate. He was, and then he dropped out. He endorsed Donald Trump. You remember, he tried to run originally as a Democrat in the primaries. They rigged the primary process so RFK Jr. could not participate, and they rigged it so that Joe Biden would win. Then they decided to coup him out in favor of Kamala Harris without a single vote. Again, that's what makes the coup so astonishing. It's not just that he won primaries and then he was supplanted. It's that they rigged the process to prevent all possible opposition. They rigged it to stop anyone legitimate from getting in against Joe Biden. They threatened and cajoled anyone who might get in against Joe Biden and provide an actual alternative just to earn him the nomination. And then immediately they swapped him out, which is truly an amazing feat of legerdemain. Truly amazing stuff right there from the Democrats. Anyway, RFK Jr. steps out of the race. He endorses Donald Trump, and he announced yesterday that Trump had asked him to be on the transition team.
I've been asked to go onto the transition team and, to help pick the people who will be running the government. And I'm looking forward to that.
Okay, so not only has he dropped out, not only has he endorsed Trump, he will be on Trump's transition team. He said he was going to move to withdraw his name from the ballot in 10 states, 10 swing states. Now, here's the thing. He's not running. He's not running, correct? Every vote on a ballot for RFK Jr. is a wasted vote, a literal wasted vote, because there is no possibility that he can be elected president of the United States. He's not even running in a bunch of states. He has explicitly asked himself to be taken off the ballot. So what are Democrats doing? They're maintaining his name on the ballot. That's how much they love democracy. They want you to waste your vote on a person who actively withdrew and endorsed another nominee. Do you understand how anti-democratic that is? That's nuts. That's crazy. They are actively moving to keep what is, in fact, a dead vote on the ballot. That's what Democrats are doing. Don't worry, they love democracy. Your vote must count, especially for the person who's not even running. I repeat, it's totally crazy. He himself asked Wisconsin and Michigan to take him off the ballot because he's not running in Wisconsin or Michigan, and he doesn't want to take votes away from Donald Trump. And Democrats, who are in charge of the electoral mechanisms in Wisconsin and Michigan, turned him down and said, your name will stay on the ballot, even though you have asked that it not even be on the ballot, so that people will make a mistake maybe and think and then vote for you. Absolutely nuts. According to Axios, Robert F. Kennedy Jr. will be on the ballot in the battlegrounds of Michigan and Wisconsin in November, even though he has suspended his bid and backed former President Trump. Kennedy suspended his campaign to avoid taking votes from Trump. Now his name will appear on the ballot in the very states that could decide the election. Kennedy has been removed in Arizona, Nevada, and Pennsylvania. He will apparently stay on the ballot also in North Carolina, a super competitive state. Kamala Harris has flipped her position 27 times on whether you need more police officers in high crime communities. Would you feel safer with Kamala Harris as president? I wouldn't, which is why I trust Berna. I'm about as pro-Second Amendment as it gets, but the thought of using lethal force, not ideal for everybody. That's why you need to check out Berna. Introducing the Berna Ungun, the non-lethal self-defense platform. Lightweight, simple to use. It uses an easy-to-load 5-round magazine. It's powered by an 8-gram CO2 cartridge. Berna launchers fire a 68 caliber chemical-filled projectile using patented pull-pierce technology, where the CO2 canister is only punctured on the very first trigger pull. That means your launcher is always at the ready. It's capable of incapacitating an attacker for over 30 minutes. It's accurate and effective at over 60 feet. No permits, no background checks. It's interstate travel friendly. With Berna, you will be prepared to defend. The Berna is a safer, more sensible alternative that could potentially save lives on both sides, protecting both the user and the aggressor. No mistakes with the Berna. Visit Berna.com/Ben for 10% off your purchase. That's BYRNA.com/Ben. Check out the latest news about Berna. That's BYRNA.com/Ben. A combination of state laws and overdue deadlines explains why Kennedy is unable to remove his name from the ballot in some states. Sherry Hardman, senior press secretary for Michigan Secretary of State Jocelyn Benson, who is a Democrat, of course, said a minor party candidate cannot withdraw in Michigan. Meanwhile, the Wisconsin Election Commission voted on Tuesday 5-1 to reject Kennedy's request to withdraw from the ballot. So they are keeping him on the ballot, even though he cannot even really receive votes. He's not a candidate. Meanwhile, the same people who are attempting to keep RFK Jr.'s dead candidacy on the ballot, they're attempting to force Cornel West and his live candidacy off the ballot. According to WDET.org, quote, independent presidential candidate Cornel West must appear on the ballot in the battleground state of Michigan. A judge ruled about a week after West was disqualified. In Michigan, the state Democratic Party, Democratic Secretary of State Jocelyn Benson, and a voter backed by a Democratic-aligned PAC had challenged West's candidacy. So remember, Jocelyn Benson is the same person who just said 1 second ago, RFK is a minor party candidate. He must stay on the ballot, even though he doesn't want to be on the ballot. She is trying to get Cornel West kicked off the ballot, even though he does want to be on the ballot. Do you understand this is how democracy works according to Democrats? Vote for us or it's not democracy. They're literally attempting to rig the process in Michigan this way. That's insane. They're doing it right out in the open. They're not even trying to hide it. Jocelyn Benson is so corrupt that she is trying to maintain RFK Jr. on the ballot in Michigan after he withdrew from the race. And she is trying to get Cornel West kicked off the ballot in Michigan, even though he wants to stay in the race. Why? Because if RFK Jr.'s name is on the ballot, some Republicans might vote for him. And if Cornel West's name is on the ballot, some Democrats might vote for him. Totally insane. Totally crazy. Cornel West, by the way, revealed on a podcast that the Democrats had just basically offered to pay off all his bills if he would drop out.
Were you offered a position in the Harris administration? Any financial incentives to drop out?
Oh, I mean, there was definitely various kind of offers. I won't go into concrete details of it. I really won't, because I don't even want to make that the focus.
Well, let's just say they did not offer you the janitor's position. They offered you something relatively high up.
Well, I don't think it was that high up.
Did they offer you a cabinet position, a lower position, and offer to pay off any of your campaign debt?
Well, they offered serious substantive conversation about all of those.
Unbelievable. So they were offering to pay Cornel West off. And at the same time, they were trying to throw him off the ballot in various states. They love democracy. That's the thing about the Democrats. They really, truly love democracy. Are you tired of the lies and the twists of the mainstream media talking points? Yeah, me too. Join me in my newest series, Fact, where I dismantle and bring truth to this tiring mainstream agenda.